Diving for Glory 17.
Diving. 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 Diving.
What do you think about them?
Diving. 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 Diving.
36.
Diving.
Banano Balotelli. Yeah. Welcome back. Diving for Glory, episode 17, season 2. It's the PEP. Yeah. Snoop, where you at? I mean, Sir Solomon, where you at?
It's good.
Yo, this week, man, we got Liverpool taking on Jose Mourinho, Man United. We got a lot of other things, Champions League draw going on. We're going to look at...
Yes, Roma.
Oh, yeah, Roma. And then we're...
Other teams.
That Hoffenheim and Leverkusen. Hit you out with some kraut, some Deutsch. Little Deutsch.
All of it.
Dribble, all that, man. Doing it. Diving for Glory. Please tune in as we'll be posting every Monday on iTunes, YouTube, and divingforglory.com. Hitting you with Thursday episodes following Champions League games now. Although, just to let you know, man, after Christmas, probably going to hit you with that Thursday game, seeing that Serie A and Premier League are both playing holiday Boxing Day games. Yeah, tons of games.
Merry Christmas.
Merry motherfucking Christmas, man. You can find us on Twitter at divingforglory.com and Facebook as well. Follow, hashtag, subscribe, like, retweet, do all that. Listen to us, rate us 5 stars, man. Adjust the cup. Jersey stuck, man. Diving for Glory. Let's go. Yeah, I ain't even gonna bring it in. I don't have to say fuck off Mourinho because Liverpool fans chanted it. Liverpool was all over Mourinho. They actually sang tunes to the tune of "We Hope That You Stay." That's how bad it's gotten at Man United. This game, not much changed here, man. Talk about it, Sir Solomon.
A lot changed. In the sense that, first of all, the whole Manchester United team changed. He just put out a formation that he's never played with guys that haven't played together and decided, like, hey, maybe this will confuse the other team because it's definitely confusing my team. And he has a personal squabble going on with Juan Paul Pogba, who sat on the bench for 90 minutes while Manchester United missed what? A creative midfielder.
Oh, yeah.
They could have used one of those.
Nah.
While in the meantime, Liverpool with their... For the first time, I completely, totally agree with the Liverpool midfield selection. It was spectacular. Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Keita.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. And Fabinho balled in this game.
Dude,
this is the best game I've seen.
The assist was spectacular, but even outside of that, he had an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
But the assist to spot Sadio Mane over the top was beautiful. This is the fuck why people have been talking about why the fuck hasn't he been playing for the first 10 games of the season. Is because he's that caliber of player. And
he's a Real Madrid academy dude or something, yeah?
I'm not sure. But he was, at the time when Bakayoko and all those guys and Mbappe got sold out of Monaco, he was actually considered the big signing that never materialized due to contract agent, whatever reasons. But he held down the anchor position really good, and it was nice and refreshing to see an anchor for Liverpool that was actually mobile. They have other guys that can hold down the position and play it safe, but he could move forward and backward with the attack, and that allowed the team to move as a unit.
Yeah, Keita not with the best statistical game, but I thought he looked good too.
Yeah, he looked good, but like when your opponent is there to try to turn the game into a physical battle, which is what he's been doing with all the bigger games in the league, and he's managed to get quite a few draws out of those games. So it's difficult, like, what's Keita to do, like the team is sitting back. His athleticism would help if they were like moving and trying to attack a little bit, but it's a very congested game and they hit you as soon as you get the ball. With that being said, he really tried to control a lot and he got stuck in just along with them.
So this game was 1-1 though, following a Jesse Lingard funky face.
I know, somebody told you he
killer.
just shows up and scores. Last week on the show, I was telling you, that dude does not necessarily have to have a good game for him to score. He'll be missing for long periods of time, and then when Allison drops her hat, he'll pick it up for her.
Pretty much, and this is exactly what happened. Robbed that bank blind, took that goal, and it's 1-1 until...
He must have got lost when he went around the corner from the bank. Because the team was like, we're still not done yet.
That's that.
And they make some substitutions.
They bring on Xherdan Shaqiri for Keita, and he proceeds to deflect his way into Liverpool lore.
I think that Xherdan Shaqiri, in how he's built, when he shoots, he aims for people. And like he uses them like markers, And he's like, shoot, Shaqiri! But he really changed the game, and we talked about this last week also. The fact that Klopp does not say he's a forward player, so unless one of the guys get out, he's not playing him, and instead plays him in midfield, really gives the team a lot of thrust going forward.
Word up. Total statistical domination by Liverpool.
A very even game, I would say. Yeah, 36 shots to 6.
Yeah.
It's right
It's
there.
kind of even.
Yeah.
It's exactly what you expected from United.
Yeah. So according to those shot stats, they should actually be 6-1.
6-1.
I mean, they shot 6 times as much.
No, it was literal domination by Liverpool, with the exception of a few moments. Is there anything to even say about United?
Yes,
Because
David De Gea is great. He took 36 shots and only let in 3.
only let in 3.
I mean, it was a barrage. And
11 on
there was
goal.
a lot blocked and stuff, but like 11 shots on goal. We were talking during the game, actually. Sorry, guys. But about how many shots he faces.
Yep.
And it was a ridiculous amount. And then, like, during training, the guy that was supposed to start at defensive center defense, Chris Smalling, who just signed a contract extension that made many Manchester United fans commit suicide, pulls up in training right after signing his new contract.
Of course.
So Eric Bailly comes on. The defense doesn't know what the fuck is going on. What the fuck is the formation? Who are the defenders? Who are the attacking players? Like, he had like 8 defenders crammed into a small space and just expecting to do things.
Who's that guy, Dalot? His 3rd game for Manchester United?
Yeah.
Diego Dalot.
Diego, we remember him when he gets a coach.
Man. To put that in perspective regarding De Gea, and they talk about the 26 now 29 goals that he has conceded this year. I always say that you got to keep in mind who's in front of him for a lot of these goals and how many shots on goal has he faced. So up to that point, it was 80 prior to that game, and by comparison, Alisson 42, Ederson 37, Courtois 53, Kepa 50, Oblak 45, and Ter Stegen only one remotely close to 58. I mean, you're just going to give up a lot of goals when they're shooting right at you all the time.
Yeah, and he's held it for many years, and even now he makes a lot of saves, but some will get past you. Like, that's why when people watch like highlights of games and they, oh shit, the hair fucked up again, and it's like it's a barrage. Like, you can't stay on the whole game like that,
How do you see the Pogba thing playing out? Does he stay in United? They get rid of Mourinho and he gets another coach to give him a chance? You think they would actually pull the trigger and sell him this winter or this summer?
A team that's notoriously under Ed Woodward very indecisive and makes all the wrong moves. I don't know what they're going to do. But I think they're kind of married to Mourinho until at least they get knocked out of the Champions League. I think that if they had got knocked out and if that young boys game hadn't been a victory, whatever, it would be a different story. But right now, I don't think that Ed Woodward is firing Jose Mourinho until after he plays in the Champions League.
Well, that's already over because it's been drawn. But okay, so
I'm just saying.
what's your guess though? What's your guess? What about Pogba though? So they're going to hold Pogba through the winter.
They're going to set him for
more
a
than
couple of
likely.
games, and then he's going to start playing, and they're going to pretend that they're working, but they're not trying to set. Like, if they
They
sell
don't
him in
wanna
the
sell
winter, it's because they're going to make a lot of money. Like, I don't think that the situation forces them to sell him in the winter. But it makes no sense to hold on to him. So at some point, like, that's why I think now that Mourinho is actually committed to icing him, like, they have to win, because if he's not successful and he's fucking up their best asset, then they're gonna have to make like I've maintained that Mourinho's actively trying to get him fired, and this is one of the most effective moves he's making to get fired is to like freeze Pogba out of the football.
That is the second out of 3 Premier League games that he has not even seen the field. Third in a row that he did not start. Man of the match.
Paul Pogba.
Right.
The only Manchester United player that didn't see any part of that loss.
That loss, right?
Nah.
Performed admirably from the bench, staying warm.
Oh, yeah.
Not getting a blood clot.
Didn't take any Instagram pictures this time because they put him on the bench. They didn't just fucking put him in the stands. Man of the match, I would have to give to Fabinho. I think that the work he did in the middle, like, really helped keep the balance of Liverpool, and he was just the first assist was nice. Big shout to Sadio Mane for that goal, but over the course of the whole game, it seemed like he became more like he made the position more and more his as the game went on. Like now, even when the team is fully healthy, there's a big conversation to be had about that position, you know?
Mm-hmm. Word up. So, that result puts Liverpool back at the top of the league, 1 point above defending champion Manchester City. And that puts Manchester United 8 points back of 5th place, 9 points out of top 4. 6th place still. I'm kind of even surprised at that. Do they have a chance at top 4?
A chance, yes. Do they make it? No.
They have a chance. I just don't even. They don't even look the same level as an Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham. I don't think they have
we'll
a
talk
chance.
about Arsenal in a bit.
Arsenal?
We'll talk about them in a second.
Yeah, we will talk about them, won't we? But moving along, on over to Spain and Atleti with a fun game here.
Oh yeah, Atleti with a up and down game.
Playing against Real Valladolid.
Yes, indeed.
Was that Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Brazilian
Ronaldo just
Ronaldo?
bought him over the summer for the low price of a few $1 million. He bought them for about as much as, he bought a majority stake for about as much as Barcelona paid for Malcolm.
No doubt. Damn.
Yeah, basically. And out of that, they've been actually top half of the table for long periods of time. This game was funny because they started off the game getting destroyed.
Get it put on, 2-0 at halftime.
Yeah. Like first, Kalinic scores a nice assist from Griezmann, but the Kalinic finish was really good. And then Griezmann gets the 0-2. At this point, it looked pretty much done because Griezmann's goal came right at fucking halftime. They come back, and Fernando Cayero from Michel Herrero assist in the 57th minute gets them 2-1. And then they get an own goal from Saul Niguez. Saul Niguez.
And now it's 2-2 at this point.
Yeah, and it took them a while to get out of it because like that happened around the 63rd minute, and it took until the 80th minute when Stefan Savic crosses met by Antoine Griezmann for 2-3. But Atleti tried to give away this game.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and they gave up 2 goals to a team that had 2 shots on target.
Felipe Luis left injured in this game.
Yeah, the way they play, that'll happen to you.
True.
Like, I'm surprised more of them don't fucking get injured and move, but the team that he put out was not the standard, though. Like, that's probably why, if you look at Saul, Rodri came in the middle this time. Koke played, and Angel Correa, whereas Thomas Partey was on the bench. Nelson Martinez was having a decent season, came in off the bench also. And Kalinic, who never fucking plays, gets to play this time and made it count.
No doubt. Late win here. Atleti take all 3 points. Who's your man of the match here?
Tony G.
Yeah, Tony G. Two goals and assists
Yes, sir.
in the 3-2 game. No doubt. And as discussed, though, Real Valladolid fighting valiantly and still staying well above the relegation zone, as they are a newly promoted team.
Yeah, like this, they're gonna stay in the middle of the league, and through Ronaldo's connections, they're gonna have like loan players and everything, and just maintain. They're a good team. I mean, Atletico Madrid is gonna fuck up many teams this season, and like that doesn't mean you're shit. And the way they fought back was really nice.
So Atletico stay in the top 4, and they are currently third place, tied on points with Sevilla.
Yes, they've been tied on points for a while. They drop points together. Like they're cute.
Real cute. No doubt. Going to take you on over to Deutschland, my favorite place. Actually, it's not. It's France. But France doesn't have a football league anymore, apparently.
My favorite place, DJ. Locale,
man. Frankfurt. Surprising Eintracht Frankfurt hosting Bayer Leverkusen. And they come off with the 2-1 here.
Yes, indeed. And fucking Leon Bailey continues his terrible season after about a year and a half of everybody telling him how great he was going to be and how he's going to end up in Manchester United. He's looking more like the Leon Bailey that the boxer pitched out on YouTube. You know? But anyways, on this particular game, Filip Kostic and Dani Da Costa just handled them, and fucking Karim Bellarabi from Leon Bailey actually gets to score a goal. But like, it seems like two teams kind of going in different directions.
Yeah, Leverkusen is traditionally the stronger squad.
Traditionally, yes, and over the last few years also, yes. But I think that the European requirements and everything might be getting to them a little bit, and they got to work.
Oh man, Adi Hooter is the coach for Frankfurt, and they also have Luka Jovic, who's a 20-year-old Serbian kid who scored 5 goals
in that game,
earlier this year.
Yeah.
It looks like they have a nice little young team that's performing extremely well.
Yeah, and you remember the guy, if you're done with bitching, you re-bitch. They have Ante Rebic up front playing with them, the Croatian kid. He finished second place in the World Cup.
Oh, the Croatian, yeah.
And they have some weird fucking guys on this team, but they can't read too much into it because they are now what Leverkusen was last year. The team with a lot of young talent, and then like you do a little good, you sell a couple of guys,
and start struggling.
Big up Carlos Salcedo, Mexico.
So you're still not a Leon Bailey fan here?
Not really.
Overrated? 21 years old?
I don't think he's overrated. I think he's just a bitch. I think he's good. I'm just not a fan of Leon Bailey. 1 goal and 1 assist this year. Yeah, he's a bitch.
He's an attacker too. He's like an attacking
he's
man,
right?
Winger.
They either play him like a second striker or winger, mostly winger. Like a winger who's a shoot first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a little bitch, man. He wouldn't play for Jamaica because they wouldn't pick his half brother for the team.
Really?
Yeah, bitch.
Ties run deep.
Bad
down
bitch.
Jam Rock.
That's not that disrespects the ethical code of sports. Like, if your brother was good enough to play for the national team picks your brother.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to strong arm some motherfuckers like that, then you're a bitch.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time it's happened in sports, but
it'll be the first time some 21-year-old that nobody's heard of made it happen.
Well, he thought they had heard of him.
I
But I
know.
guess
They're
they-
like, shit, you can stay home too.
Yeah.
They're like, what the bumbuck lad? Go home, boy.
Oh shit. Man of the match here.
Man of the match, I'd have to give it to Mr. Kostic.
Kostic.
He had a goal, assist. Danny Da Costa on the other side. They were killing them on the wings, actually.
Two big chances created.
Yeah.
Yeah, he balled out.
Yeah.
With a goal and assist. Responsible for both points. Taking all 3 points. And that leaves Eintracht Frankfurt in 5th place. 2 points behind 4th place RB Leipzig and Leverkusen in 11th. Well out of relegation. Just looking like a middling mid-table team so far.
I literally just found the fucking standing stab on this thing. It's impressive. Hey.
What on? Oh yeah. Yeah, you're slow, man.
Yes. Thank you for that breaking news.
Mad slow, Sean. Mad slow. All right, man. We're gonna move along over to the booth. Serie A. As mentioned, Roma stays in our top games because they just provide so much entertainment. And again, man, a high-scoring affair, which they actually came out on top this time.
They tried not to.
They tried their
They
hardest.
tried their darndest not to. They came back.
They went down. They came back twice.
Yes.
Yeah. Most of the scoring in the first half. I mean, that's just the crazy first half.
Yeah. They
Dare
went
you-
down
dare you-
1-0 to Krzysztof Piatek.
You practice fucking Polish names or something? Just
I was raised in a socialist country,
look how
so-
many look how many consonants that is in a row. That's just ridiculous. Go ahead, man.
Oh, I
Sorry.
just ignore them. Anyways, I'm like Krzyzewski.
Like-
So it's like Krzysztof.
I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what it is. Krzysztof.
Krzysztof. Okay, we're gonna call him Krzysztof. Anyways, after Krzysztof scores, about 15 minutes later, Federico Fazio scores a beautiful goal. So this is their first comeback from 1-0 down to tie it at 1-1. Immediately after, Oscar Heidmark, off of a Sandro assist, makes it 2-1. Now, right before half, Justin Kluivert, which I don't know why the fuck Alexander Kolarov gets the fucking assist on this ball,
Man, it's-
which he passed to him, and Justin Kluivert like took it for another 30 meters, yards, whatever the fuck you want to call it. About 4 first downs here in America. By himself, around people. Not even the direct route to goal. He went around and came back towards the goal, and dude gets an assist. But anyways, 2-2 at halftime. If they top it off with a Justin Kluivert to Brian Cristante assist in the second half early. But outside of the result, what was very interesting to me was seeing Goran Pandev is still playing. Very interesting.
What is it about Roma's defense? Is it just non-existent? Is
Bad.
it the style they play? Are they old? Is
Bad.
It's just bad? I mean, they're always giving up goals, man.
Dude,
I mean, they gave up a
they-
lot of opportunity in this
In
game.
the last 2 summers, they sold Rudiger, and then like last summer they sold the goalkeeper.
The top 5 goalkeepers, and they're like starting Kolarov, who, in my estimation, was washed up.
Yeah, they're kind of
2-3 years
playing
ago.
him more as a wing back up front. I think he's been washed up like quite a bit ago. For you, if he's playing for City, it was good, but
No,
I
he
think
wasn't.
that
He
even
was
then
done that
washed up like
that
in the
last year.
couple
He
of
was
seasons there.
absolutely.
But Konstantinos Manolos, he's okay, but Fazio's forward thinking, like the team he put out in this particular game was very offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like Manolas and Kolarov are pretty much the only true defenders on that team. Everybody else is willing to go forward.
Juan Jesus.
Yeah, JJ.
John,
as we
John
call it.
Jesus.
Hey.
Little hey.
Hey.
Hey, with all that being said, man, that leaves Roma with a much needed 3 points.
Off of a very, very high rotated team, it has to be said. The main man, that Checo Yo-Hos, he wasn't there,
Yep, he didn't play.
which is a big loss. Danilo De Rossi didn't play, which is not so big of a loss. It's an old loss. But Surprisingly enough, they had their bench. Like, the guy named a full 11 on the bench, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because the Italian has ridiculous squad.
I'm sorry, he named 12 on
Requirements.
the. No, there's not a requirement. He did it. It's not every team that's doing it.
Damn, that's just crazy. That's so many players on the bench.
So it's like a
just
team building
unnecessary.
exercise to go to the fucking game.
Yeah, for real, dude. It's just unnecessary. Yeah. But with all that being said, standings, Roma sits 7th currently, considering that Lazio and Atalanta are playing right now. They're even on points with Atalanta if Atalanta hold on to beat Lazio. Still only 2 points behind 4th place Milan, so totally in the running here for Champions League.
Atlanta 1-0 up on Lazio.
Mm-hmm. Milan play later today or tomorrow?
By a man called Duvan Zapata.
Oh, yeah? Zapata?
Milan, they have a game tomorrow against Bologna.
Bologna.
Yeah.
Genoa is 16th place, 16 points. They are 5 points clear of relegation. Relegation looks to be set for at least 2 of the 3 teams in Serie A.
Chievo looked like they didn't even want to come up.
No.
And they're like, ooh.
No.
So-
07-9.
Yeah, Frosinone, I think their one might be against Chievo. And I think actually who the third person is going to be quite interesting. If I had to bet, I would say that the 3 right now are going to be the 3 going down.
Okay. Yeah.
Bologna does not make it past Udinese. I think Udinese has more weapons.
Spal.
Maybe Spal might come down, but think about this. They have a 5-point advantage currently.
Currently, yeah, for sure. Word up. Who's your man of the match here?
Patrick Kluivert. I mean, Justin Kluivert.
Justin.
Patrick Kluivert for having sex with Justin Kluivert's mom.
And giving us the player of the game. Thank you so much, ma'am.
And your family.
Oh, man. And that was our big 4 games, man. We're going to move on to our EBL review and our big league reviews and our Champions League preview and the rest of the show.
And other things.
What was this? What was this? It was really. What was this? What was this? It was really good shit.
Yeah, it was really good. 3-1. Motherfucking Liverpool undefeated so far in the Premier League. Quite impressive from a record standpoint. But let's talk about the rest of the league, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how it got started with the defending champions on Saturday morning. Manchester City hosting Everton and putting it on them 3-1.
And they are the champions, but in that game, they were not the defending champions. Their defense is terrible. But they showed that Everton can't rank with them, and they, over the course of the game, the class shown, and they, beat them. But Everton had plenty of chances to, I'm not saying to win, but to make City drop points in this game.
I felt like this could have easily have been 3-3. Of course, I watched it, but like there was just a couple. Theo Walcott right in front of goal. Richarlison, a couple. But
That's why they're in Everton.
pretty much. Sterling with the goal and Jesus with 2 goals here.
First off, Jesus scored his first goal in ages, and then he scored his first brace in forever.
Needed that, and he gave his first interview in English after the game.
Okay, I give 0 fucks about that. Sure. When is Raheem going to start
Accomplishment.
giving interviews in English?
Who? Raheem? I don't even think I've ever seen him in an interview.
I don't think. Yeah, they have nothing good to ask him. They just like, why are you so short and black? Why are you a lazy motherfucker? Because they're all racist.
Sané continuing his awesome run of form, 2 assists in this game. City get all 3 points. Briefly go top, obviously, until Liverpool retake it. Wolves.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
We have to mention the fact that if you are Everton defender, and I'm talking to you, fucking Kurt Zuma, you fucking idiot. How the fuck you getting headers? Once after you give Gabriel Jesus an open header, okay, tighten it up. Like, it's gonna end with Raheem Sterling giving a fucking header,
like a smashing header,
like he dunked it on you, man. Like, you should be flogging yourself right now, like with spikes.
Hey man, even like, Kevin Johnson used to dunk on people, man. Little
No,
dudes.
this is the equivalent of getting dunked on by Muggsy Bogues, not Kevin Johnson.
Come on, man.
Dude, he is one of
He's
the
pretty
shortest
little.
players in the in the Premier League, and he got he
He was
headed
wide
that.
open. He was wide open within 5 fucking feet of the box. No, I'm with you.
That's terrible defense.
Moving along, though, Wolves hosting Bournemouth, and Bournemouth continuing their free fall, and Wolves continuing to grab points all over the place.
Wolves are coming together now that the season. Like, you can't just put a bunch of guys together and just toss in some yoo-hoo and just be like, okay, go. It takes time to practice together and get used to each other, and they're looking like it, I think, in the second half of the season. Even though depth is going to be an issue, I think that Wolves will be a very, very tough proposition, and they're going to climb up the fucking table.
Climb up, or are they going to climb up further because they're in 7th place?
I think they're going to stay around that. And
Yeah,
I thought they were a little further back.
Yeah,
I told you I just found the standing stat.
Oh man, Wolves getting all 3 points. Huddersfield at home to Newcastle. Newcastle getting all 3 points here.
Yeah, Newcastle.
Salomon Rondon.
Yes, Rondon has been doing things lately. And the Rondon-Rava combination is going to save them. And then next season, Rondon alone is going to get relegated.
Snatched them 3 points. Crystal Palace also
It's
snatching,
the points.
also snatching 3 points on a wonderful goal by Luka Milojevic.
Milojevic, or whatever.
Milivio-
That dude.
That dude.
Yes.
That was a sick goal.
Yeah, he balled out. That was a spectacular outside the box fucking shot. Which, even more impressive considering the fact that Wilfred Zaha did not play, and Crystal Palace does absolutely jack shit when Wilfred Zaha is not playing.
Leicester City apparently decided to be that team.
Leicester City with Jamie Vardy are looking like Crystal Palace without Wilfred Zaha. That's kind of sad.
Jamie Vardy
Not
having
many
a party.
parties.
Yeah, no party this
He's about
week.
to have a retirement party soon, isn't he? Like, how old is that dude? He's
Yeah, it'd be 30, 31, I think. 31.
Oh, okay, so
Maybe.
he last a couple more seasons, and then he moved down and played.
Let's double check that, man, because I'm curious now. Jamie Vardy is 31 years old. He will be 32 on January 11th. So yeah, he'll be 32. Watford getting all 3 points in what is an exciting game here. 3-2 over Cardiff B.
Cardiff B.
Dale LeFeu with a goal here.
The spectacular goal was Holebas. Mr. Jose Holebas in the 52nd minute off of Gerard Delapeu scored a spectacular fucking shot.
They're up 3-0 and they almost blew this shit.
I mean, yeah.
But they
But part
did.
of that is surprising.
But they did not.
That part is surprising.
That they did not.
Yes.
Watford sitting 10th in the table. Man, they were way up there for a minute. Back to where they
Probably finished
Yeah.
between that and 13th.
they're the new Everton.
No, Everton regularly a little higher than that.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, this is definitely
They're like the old
second
Tottenham.
half. Huh?
They're like the old Tottenham.
Yes.
Speaking of Tottenham,
The new Tottenham.
the new Tottenham, which almost looked like the old Tottenham. 1-0 over Burnley. Eriksson with a 92nd minute stoppage time winner.
Oh, yeah. They could not break Burnley down.
They could not break the indomitable Joe Hart down.
Dude, Joe Hart was doing things.
He was on it
He was
that
doing
game.
things, but like, they seem like they're a team that, like, this fixture glut, if they can make it through it, they'll be okay. But like right now, they look a little tired. And that was said after the Arsenal game when they lost, but then they turned it around and they're getting results. And I'm not knocking them, but like the squad size is gonna start showing because they were very they were not very fucking mobile in this game.
I mean, but fuck, man, they always do this. They always grind these type of results out, man. I mean, they started an 18-year-old in this game, 19-year-old because of rotation. I mean, where are you really? I mean, no Dyer until January, but where are you really concerned about depth? Outside of Harry Kane, we always talk about Harry Kane, but
Harry Kane
can always run Son up top.
I don't know. Son plays well when Harry Kane plays. You know, like he plays well as the decoy. I mean, yeah, you can play him up front, but if Harry Kane goes down, then this team is fucked. If you have an extended period of time, not like miss a game or something, but like if he goes down for a long, like a 5-6 game stretch, that's a disaster for this team.
If you had a chance to get Paul Pogba and have him replace Sissoko, would you do that?
No.
You would still run with Sissoko? You think he's a better fit?
No, I just don't think that you're gonna.
I know
be able
that.
to afford Paul Pogba.
Totally hypothetical here.
For this particular team, yeah, I'll take Pogba over Sissoko anywhere, but I just don't think that on a team that's based on team spirit and oneness.
Yeah.
I don't think that bringing Paul Pogba into this kind of situation is going to help that.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
He's like, that's why I want it to happen.
No. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Moving along. Fulham doing what they do, looking for that drop. At home, 2-0 to West Ham. Pellegrini putting in the, man, that's West Ham doing all right.
The best thing that happened to West Ham seems like it is Arnautovic's injury. Because ever since he's gone down, Michael Antonio has come in. He's balling out. Robert Snodgrass scored a nice fucking goal.
They were relatively dominated statistically in this game, except that Fulham just didn't have enough shots on target.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't. Did you see the Michael Antonio goal? He was wide open. Mikael is supposed to be.
Mikael.
But he was wide open, and the Snodgrass goal was nice. But like, you can't expect to survive in the Premier League and not know any defense.
With that being said, they have given up a league high 42 goals, only scoring 16. They are 9 points, last place, but they are only 3 points out of the relegation zone.
More importantly, Andy Carroll played in this game.
What? Andy Carroll injury report brought to you by...
Came in sub of the bench for Chicharito Hernandez, who has done absolutely nothing since he's gone to West Ham.
Yeah.
Like zero.
Scored
Nothing.
like 3 goals.
Nothing.
3 goals?
That's nothing.
This year? You had a
That's
brace
like
this
one
year.
3-pointer. That's a jumper right there.
That's a jumper. Oh, man. All right, moving along. Chelsea get all 3 points against Brighton Hove, 2-1. Eden Hazard, first half clinic.
Largely unstoppable for like the first 50-60 minutes of that game. Eden Hazard.
They let Hove back in this game. Is this something to be concerned about with Chelsea? They should have blown these boys out the water.
I think Premier League opponents are tough. I think that getting big results is very difficult, and an away game where the away team scores a goal with it's not
After a 2-0 over City the week before.
Yeah, like it would have been a problem if that had led to the way that he was talking the other time when they were playing against I want to say Wolves when they dropped points, and they were in control, and then once they got scored on, they got shook and they lost. This wasn't like that. They held on to the game.
Why would you not bring up depth as an issue for Chelsea as well when you talk about Tottenham? I look at him trotting out that same three in the midfield almost every week, and what you going to do?
I would agree. I think that depth is an issue for Chelsea. The thing about Tottenham that I have an issue with, which is the same thing at Chelsea right now, is like if Hazard goes down, like they're done.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's
you
a
guys
definite.
just not rested, but Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero have been injured for the past how many weeks, and nobody's noticing because you guys are still,
Yep.
I don't think that Chelsea does that. I don't think that Tottenham does that.
Can't do it. Not that type of way. with all that being said, Chelsea keep their top 4 spot. And one of the teams they're battling drop points to a team fighting relegation, Southampton 3-2 over Arsenal.
And now Arsenal is in literally the safest position in all of the Premier League table.
Which is?
5th place. Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
You are 8 points better than 6th place. And 3 points behind 4th place. So you can play. If you get a decent thing, you get 4th place. But like, Arsenal is not going any further down than...
For sure. Like, it's definitely starting to separate a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the gap is, you know?
Do you think there was a lot of talk about those? I mean, even though they were on a incredible win streak or, lossless streak, a lot of the talk was that they weren't being that impressive. Obviously, they had a very impressive win over Tottenham, and then they follow it up with a draw at United and then this. Do you have any concerns about them dropping, I guess? Like, oh shit, coming back to earth, kind of.
I think that outside of Liverpool, everybody's been drawing with United out of the big clubs. So that's not a disaster, really. But there's the question of, is it the same old Arsenal when it comes down to cold weather and like this time they fall off? They have to disprove that themselves. And when you see it, the Tottenham game, that loss looks like it's done wonders for Tottenham. And that win has not done shit for Arsenal, positive.
I agree.
So they need to wrap their heads around the fact that they did not win a championship when they beat Spurs. Back in the day, they used to understand that they were bigger than Spurs, so they didn't get bent out of shape. But it seems like they beat Spurs. They're like, we're kings of London. We're not doing any shit anyways, so we can go on our Christmas breaks. And that's not how it works, you fucks.
They did draw with Chelsea as well, but they took 3-1 losses to Liverpool and City, and they took a 3-0 to Tottenham for United. Just to, inform our listenership.
Yes, sir.
So, with all that being said, standings top 4 for Premier League stand as Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham, Chelsea, and that is 8 points separating the top 5. Liverpool only a point up on City. City 5 points up on Tottenham. You feel like that gap should be bigger, but Tottenham they're either winning, they're not drawing games.
I think that Tottenham is having a good season.
Absolutely.
I think that gap is very representative. I don't think it should be bigger. If anything, I would say I'm surprised that City is in second place behind Liverpool, but as far as that's about right.
You're surprised that Liverpool's undefeated with a 37-7 goal.
Yeah,
no doubt,
very much so. Not to take anything from them, but it's almost halfway through the season, and that's a huge accomplishment.
Undefeated, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Moving along, Premier League done. Going to take you on over to Spain and hit you with the La Liga big matches. We will start you here with, we already mentioned Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid getting a 1-0 over Rayo Vallecano. 13th minute goal by Karim Benzema was enough.
Yeah, it was enough, but it wasn't enough.
But it wasn't
very,
enough.
very
9 shots total.
Yeah, it was sad to watch. And
I know I've asked this, man. Like, is it really that much Ronaldo?
No,
or was it Zidane as well?
Zidane is a lot of it. And I think that between Zidane's character and Ronaldo's output, they covered a lot of cracks. Like, this is a hard to motivate team that he would get up for the games. But like, if you look at this team, they have 1-0. But in the standings at this point, they're 5 points away from Barcelona.
Oh yeah. I
like last year, they finished 18 points out, dude. It wasn't
different Barcelona team, but yeah.
This is a better Barcelona team, arguably. In terms of if you look at the team,
the team and the way they're playing. I mean, it looks like last year it was painful to watch, but you can't argue with the league results that they were churning out. I mean, they almost went undefeated. As discussed here before, not the most impressive undefeated, but man, Barcelona was just churning out results last year. And they've dropped points. They've lost a few games so far, right? 4 games?
Yeah, like even last year they did not lose, but it's not to say they did not drop points.
2 games. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have 2 losses, which is more than whatever. But like Atletico only has 1 loss. Like this is not.
So and so to be fair, outside of what the results are, like I guess my thing is like watching this team, watching the Real Madrid team, and seeing the statistics that just pale in comparison to what you normally see from Real Madrid. So it's not like they're getting results because they're just that much better than everybody else, but they're just don't look whenever teams are like, ooh, I hope we get Real Madrid in Champions League.
All right, if you look at the statistics, they look a lot like what Atletico, Sevilla, and Real Madrid look the same. So when you take Ronaldo out of that team, they basically became a really, really good team, but not that team.
Okay.
Like Barca has 46 goals scored, they have 24.
Yeah,
Almost half.
yeah.
And
they're usually close to that stat.
Yeah, but if you look at Atletico, they have 24. Sevilla, they have 29. Like, they're right there with them. It looks disastrous because it's Real Madrid, but like that's what happened is that they just became as good as one of the second-tier teams in La Liga.
So, just to harp that point home, then it is fair to say that much of it is fucking Ronaldo.
But also Zidane is part of that too. Like they left together, so to just point at Ronaldo and say it's him wouldn't make sense when like that was the like. I know you don't value his input in the whole situation, and you think that Zidane was just sitting on a sideline whistling while they just destroyed people.
I don't think that.
But like it was very impactful in the fact that like they're saying even training sessions, they know that there's a coach there that can do shit that they can't do, and they had a certain level of respect for Zidane that will maybe never be replicated, And that, as your job as a manager, is to get your team to play. Whether it's because you're the most thoughtful guy in the world or the best tracksuit coach or whatever, this guy, when the moment came, the team balled out for him. And for that, like they missed that. They're that motivating individual that makes them do that. They don't have that right now.
For sure. I think it's definitely fair. Moving along, Sevilla and Girona. Sevilla with the 2-0.
Oh, yeah. Sevilla doing things.
Banega.
Yes, he's been doing,
With some Ben Yedder with the assist for the second goal.
Yeah. Wissam Ben Yedder doing his thing. Pablo Sarabia, as usual. Like, that partnership has been, 2-3 years going now? Wissam Ben Yedder to Pablo Sarabia and vice versa. Ever Banega, of course, he's going to do his thing, but that's a penalty.
Sevilla, I know I asked you before, man. Do you do not think they have like a legit chance to sneak Barca this year, or
to sneak Barca what?
Or Atleti for the title?
I don't think even Atleti. I don't think they're gonna finish above Atleti. Like
maybe not even Real Madrid.
Maybe not. Real Madrid is a strong fucking team if they get their act together. I would never bet against them when it comes to like Sevilla. Like just their name alone in Spain does a lot of damage,
Mm-hmm.
But
they picked up a nice Europa draw, I thought too. They're playing Lazio or something.
Yeah, not as nice as they would want it to be, but like nice for us to watch.
For us, yeah.
I think they're gonna go on a long run in that, but as it goes on, like the Europa draw will hurt them because they will have Saturday and Thursday games, and I don't think they I think that Barca is gonna fucking run away with the league.
Run away, huh?
Like
even over Atleti? Atleti can't keep pace?
I don't think so. I don't think that this Athletic team is as defensively sound as previous years. They've given up 12 goals already, which is
about what they do for a season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I mean, they're still tied for best in terms of goals allowed, but that's a higher number. Just like when we look at Barca and we say 2 losses. Oh well, last year's team didn't have any losses. Like 12 goals is a lot for a team that doesn't score a lot of goals.
La Liga looking like, as mentioned before, one of the More exciting leagues this year. A lot of things to play for. A lot of teams close in the table, at least at the moment. And one of those teams, your team, creeping back up the table, Real Betis, away to Espanyol, and they put up 3 on them, and they sit 5th place, man.
Espanyol going in the different direction.
The opposite direction.
A couple of weeks ago, they were the one in
Top 4.
top 5. Like, I think they were in 5th when they played against Barca. And now they, at the end of this game, they have 21 points, and Betis has 25. Where before this, Betis only was 1 point ahead of them. And Betis is coming together with one guy from PSG, Lo Celso, who's doing his thing. He scored a nice fucking goal.
Is he on loan?
I think it was a buy, but I'm not sure.
Man, Lo Celso, like, balled out a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Right at the end of last year. It
It
is a loan.
Okay, good.
That's good business. $2.4 million? That's good business, Real Betis.
They get work from Christian Teo to score the 1 goal. Lo Celso off of Sergio Canales' assist. So let me put it in perspective. Christian Teo played many years at Barca, only knows how to go fucking far post. Didn't make it, so now he's traveling the world. He scores 1 goal for them. Lo Celso from PSG on loan scores a goal assisted by Sergio Canales, ex of Real Madrid, who was supposed to be a child prodigy that never made it. Like, they're getting the guys that have gone from being expected to succeed to also Rams, and they're making a team out of that, and they're awesome.
Bartra too.
It
Mark
has
Bartra.
to be said that Lo Celso also had a penalty miss in this game.
Mark Bartra also on the squad. They also have a
Mark
strike.
Bartra is the star of the squad.
Is he?
Like, he's the leader of this. Like, the signing of Mark Bartra is what sets off, like, the next level of Betis. Because him leaving Dortmund and coming here showed their intent. It's after him that William Carvalho comes. Like, Mark Bartra is
They get the
guy.
Celso loan.
Yes.
They also have a striker named Moron. Loren Moron. As mentioned, Betis, man, sitting in top 5. Villarreal pulling the 2-2, even though they were playing 1 man down to Huesca.
Who? Esca.
No, Huesca brought that back in the 94th minute, and that was after a 65th minute red card by Mario Gaspar. So they played most of that game, and we're up. It was 1-1 during the red card, and then they went up and gave it up the 94th minute. It's tough out there, Villarreal.
Huesca would love that 1 point, though, because they only have 1 win and 5 draws.
Yeah.
So,
And
big high-fived and everything.
Villarreal sitting 17th with 15 points, tied with Athletic Bilbao for pretty much relegation zone. So that's tough loss. But Barcelona away to Levante. Levante kind of gives them problems from time to time, but not today.
They gave them problems last year when they fucked up their streak, even though Barca just mismanaged it a lot. And this time they gave them the appropriate respect. Early on they had a few chances, but after that, the Leo Messi showed 3 goals and 2 assists in a 5-0 game.
Monster.
His assist to Suarez was spectacular.
Monster. Perfect 10 rating in this game. You seen his Champions League stats, man? It's ridiculous. Actually, his league stats are ridiculous too.
He's just a pretty ridiculous person.
Word up. Barcelona stayed top of the table. The rest of the league looks like Barcelona, Sevilla, Atletico, and Real Madrid as top 4. As mentioned prior by Sir Solomon, Real Madrid only 5 points back in 4th place. 5th and 6th, followed up by Betis and Alaves, who are playing Athletic Bilbao as we speak, which is a 0-0 draw at the moment, which would leave Alaves in 6th. I meant to mention it earlier also. Messi leading the league with 14 goals and 10 assists. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Leads in both those stats. Moving along. we'll head on over to Ronaldo land, also known as Serie A. And Inter on a Friday game. Do just enough with Mauro Icardi, 1-0 over Udinese.
Yep. And Juve does the same over Torino. 1-0.
Yep. Pull it out though. Sassuolo put it on, not Sassuolo. Fiorentina with a 3-1 over Empoli. Empoli. Word up.
Sure.
Napoli also pulling out the 1-0.
Over Cagliari.
And Atalanta still in the 83rd minute, 1-0 over Lazio. Milan play tomorrow. And that was a quick roundup of Serie A because
It was not that
it was
exciting.
yeah, it was
The exciting game we discussed already, which was the Roma game, but outside of that, it was pretty straightforward.
Juventus top of the table, 8 points up on second place. Napoli, who are 6 points up on third place. Inter, who are 6 points up on fourth place. Milan. Looks like this league, as far as top four, at least the top three are kind of. It's going to be. This is one spot left open for Champions League. Fifth place is Lazio. Sixth place is Atalanta. Roma needs to get their shit together quick.
Yes, indeed.
Word up. Serie A. Bundesliga coming up. And here we have Bayern Munich putting up 4 on Hanover. Old ass Bayern Munich. Kimmich though. Went off in this game.
Alaba scored a beautiful goal too.
Kimmich with a goal and an assist and just an overall dominating performance. This is his first year in Bayern, right?
No.
Second?
He was there last year.
He was there last year. Word up. Bayern Munich still in play here, sitting in third place. Hoffenheim, Mönchengladbach, 0-0. Disappointing.
Zipper.
Disappointing for 27 shots by Hoffenheim. And they get their shots, dude. Like, every game I look at them stats. They certainly are.
Aim, though. Like, you can't.
For real, yeah, no, I agree.
That's ridiculous.
Just only 6 on target. Mönchengladbach, the second place team in the league, only managed 6 shots.
Only 3 of their shots were blocked. Out of 27 shots.
You're just missing that shit.
Like, you just fucking miss it. Like, you can't have only, like, you missed 21 shots, dude.
Man, what, is there a system that Nagelsmann, right? Is there a system that he's running that is like...
It's pretty vertical, but I don't know if he's not.
But almost every game I see versus City, versus Shakhtar in Champions League, and most of the games we look at here, like they are an active team.
Yeah, they play like either 4-3-3 or 3-4-3, and like very vertical like RB is, and that's probably why they're signing him for next season, because they apply the same theories of shoot the ball as many times as you can.
Oh, the RB way with wings. Word up.
Basically, which is where he'll be next year.
Dortmund hosting Werder Bremen, and they come away again with the 2-1. They were up 2-0 in this game, all goals in the first half, but it was enough. Jadon Sancho to Mark Royce for the second goal.
Yes, indeed. Sancho's just going from strength to strength. Paco Alcácer, whose streak seemed to have ended, actually got a goal early in this game too. So
nice goal too.
Yes, indeed.
They're really kind of, at least that midfield and forward section. There's just kind of, it's becoming a standard team almost, like who he plays, at least starts and whatnot. Alex Witsel back there to clean things up, and Axel Foley Witsel. But they stay at the top of the table. RB Leipzig with a 4-1 over Mainz. What up, Mainz? That's your Mainz. Oh, man. Who would you think is the highest rated player in the Bundesliga?
Marco Reus.
Man, you would think that. It is another Hazard. Thorgan. Yeah. It's crazy because he knows he's not even on his brother's level. Paco Alcácer, leads the league with 11 goals after that goal today, and second in the league in assists, Jadon Sancho. Bundesliga stands as Dortmund on top, 9 points above second place Mönchengladbach, who are even on points with Bayern Munich, but have the goal difference. Leipzig rounding out the top 4, but only a 2-point difference between fifth place Frankfurt and 3-point difference there with Hoffenheim. Got this feeling Hoffenheim is going to sneak in there, man.
It depends on who's in.
So here you have this Inter
Hoffenheim
Milan.
is what, 5 points out? Sorry.
Oh. So you have this Inter Milan thing from last year going on, where it's like you got the guy. He's going to
reverse.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to
So
coach
it's not
against
in
the
his
team.
interest to skip over his team that he's going to be in next year.
Exactly. Like it's awful.
Yeah, so Hoffenheim
It is
does
reverse.
not make it.
That's fucked up. What is Hoffenheim doing?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'd
at
have
some
fired
point,
up.
if it's like close, like you're gonna have to make the call at some point.
Should have Lopetegui that guy, man.
I mean, maybe not now, but like you watch your game, like it gets close. They're in 4th place. You're in 5th place. There's like 4 games left.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you gotta go, dude. It's not personal.
Yep. Faux show. All right. France. No, there is no France league anymore. It's been totally canceled. Macron said it's a game only for the rich.
Although Reims and Strasbourg did play 2-1.
Lyon played Monaco
3-0.
3-0.
Okay. Lyon played. Monaco didn't.
Yeah.
They're still protesting.
Lille, 10-man Lille got a 3-2 victory. And OGC Nice with a 1-1 in a game that had 2 red cards. None of which, unfortunately, were Balotelli.
And that was France.
And no France, and that's France. So France stands as it's
The
over.
worst of the people.
Hold up, Lille has cut it to 10 points.
Oh, yeah, Lille. And then Lille is going to sell Nicolas Pepe in January
In
for
January.
50 million. So.
PSG have 2 games in hand because they have not played because of the protesting. Anyway, yeah, that's Ligue 1.
I think PSG might be one of the reasons behind the protest.
I can see that.
Yes.
Absolutely. They got
As you were, people.
They got the tax break. Word. All right. We're going to move on to our third forward section, which is the Champions League. It ain't even a preview. It's just the first thoughts because you can't
Third
preview shit that's 2
midfield
months away.
section.
Forward. Midfield. Forward midfields.
Ah.
Attacking midfielder.
It's like Sadio Mane.
Yeah, there. Thank you. Yes, our third midfield position. Champions League. It's just our initial thoughts because obviously these games are basically 2 months away, so you can't really who's going to be injured, who's going to be sold, who's not going to be playing, who knows. But decent matchups going on, and we will, let's see, pull these up for you.
Man City get
Schalke. Yes, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Not to say they'll just be a cakewalk. They played actually well, but City should be the favorite by
They're
far
the
here
closest thing to a cakewalk in the Champions League draw.
at this stage for sure.
They're 3 points above relegation in their own league, I think.
Yes. They also have played well in Champions League though.
I'm be sure because they played in the worst division in the Champions League also. That's the only reason. Like
Hey,
there was a
you
lot.
handle
of
your
fights.
business. You handle your business.
Understood, but like
They
just
qualified
they gotta
before-
cut it like it is.
They qualified before even game day match day 6. Roma Porto.
I think this is a very even match. I think Roma go through, but we'll see. They have a
Porto.
propensity for fuckery.
Obviously, and I think Porto definitely has enough to beat Roma here.
They did not. Porto didn't look particularly good in their last Champions League game, though. Like the other, what's their name? Galatasaray kind of just shit the bed.
Yeah, it was another a game that they had already wrapped up the league or the group.
No,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Porto was up by it was 13 points. They had wrapped up the group. Manchester United, PSG. I'm sure Jose was thrilled.
Yes,
He'll be going home.
Mourinho
Quick.
will get to go visit his fucking old team. No, not his old team, his next team, and try to interview. But I think that he's a cancer and they won't hire him. But if PSG can't beat this Manchester United team, they're going to. The whole PSG project just needs to be disbanded.
Extreme. But they should. I mean, I agree. But
I mean,
what are
if
you
it
going to
goes
do?
in the second round,
Or
Manchester United. That's
sell
not,
Neymar. Sell. What do you do?
I don't know, but changes will have to be made. Like,
Absolutely. They're going to beat shit out of United. But I hear you.
But like Thomas Tuchel could get fired on the way back. Like those kind of changes. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like recruiting people, all those guys, like some heads might roll.
For sure. Interesting matchup. Tottenham hosting Dortmund.
I think this might be the best matchup of the next round in terms of very even, one very solid team and one very offensive team, and we'll see how they go at it.
Will you get I don't know. I guess we'll get a better idea of what being the I don't know, the top of Bundesliga means, like versus a top 4 English team.
It wouldn't be any different if Dortmund was in third place currently, to me. Like, or if Bayern Munich was having a really good season and they're ahead of them, I wouldn't look at them any differently either, you know? I think that the way that the guy has been building the team has shown improvement week to week. And that's exciting, and the same goes to Pochettino. So I want to see that. As far as what it means to be, like where they are, like last season, what? They finished third or fourth, Dortmund?
In the group, right?
No, in the group too, yeah, but like even in the
fourth.
And it was one of the most, like, if you looked at them in November as opposed to looked at them in like different parts of the year, they were like, oh, this is the number 1 team in Germany. Oh, this is the team that almost got relegated and fired their coach. Oh, this is, like,
Yeah.
So right now, who's number 1? It's fine that they are, but even if they were number 2, I would still look at them with a lot of respect the way they're playing football.
Ajax and Real Madrid. Does Ajax have a chance here?
I mean, yeah, Real Madrid got beat both times by CSKA Moscow. So why wouldn't Ajax, who beat Bayern Munich once and then tied them 3-3 on the other game? Like, why would they have not, like, De Ligt and De Jong, just those two alone provide you a chance in any fucking game. And they seem like to be a much more of a unit than Real Madrid currently is.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be fun. Lyon, Barcelona.
Yeah, I think it's going to be actually a very good matchup. I think Barca still go through, but I think that especially in the front, if they don't pay attention, like Lyon has a lot of killers.
Their counter is strong, as evidenced by what they did to City for 2 games. Liverpool, Bayern. Bayern about to get wrecked.
I don't know. Bayern is not the same team after January every season, and I think that you could say Bayern gonna get wrecked, but Virgil van Dijk is not playing the first leg for Liverpool.
Good point. At home.
At home.
At Anfield. That
exactly.
helps.
And I don't think that to Bayern Munich it really matters where they are at this point. Like they just, like they just execute whatever they're. The question is, now the coach seems to have got the team closer to on his page, and they're on a bit of a streak. If their momentum has been shifted, because if you remember last year, Bayern Munich was a joke. Until they fired Ancelotti.
We made fun of them.
We hard, and then they won like by a lot.
Yeah.
Not even close. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So this is a team that can turn it on. Arjen Robben has been out.
Even with their injury, they got a lot of injuries.
But how do you, like, this is in January. They're not playing
true,
next
true,
week.
true. No, I agree. I think a few of these guys are out for the whole year. And
Yeah, but if you
And
give
then
me
there's
names, like there's only a few that they
James Rodriguez, injured ego.
Yeah, like he's irrelevant.
He's
to
not
this
even
year.
on the team.
Yeah, he's irrelevant. Thomas Muller won't
Alaba?
play.
Alaba's out?
Oh.
No, Coleman. Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman's out.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out for the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
somebody, like, that's like saying, oh shit, Barcelona's going to struggle because Rafinha's hurt. Like, when was Coleman
No, they
ever
got
a
a
starter?
couple. They got a couple players that I think that are out for the year that are like starters or whatnot. Whatever. Definitely 2 months away. It all could all be a different story
They
regarding
got a lot
health.
of depth on that team, so they're still going to put out a strong fucking team. I think that Liverpool should be the favorites, but, like, yeah, whoever the fuck they're picking, they got a strong team out there.
And the last matchup is Atletico hosting, well, at least the first game, Juventus.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think Atletico might edge them.
It would be a major upset. I know Ronaldo was not happy to see that draw.
I don't know if major upset is the word.
Not major upset, but
Yeah, because like Atletico has been to 2 finals in the last 5
You
years.
don't-
Like
you-
they've missed the upset both a little bit.
true. But you don't walk out and spend $100 million on Ronaldo and go undefeated in league and do all that and then lose in a round of 16. That'd be a major disappointment for anybody associated with Juventus or
I mean,
Juventus
of course. But what I'm saying is,
fans. Yeah, no. It's not
Atletico Madrid is not nobody's underdog.
they can beat Juventus. I understand.
Yeah, like regularly, like they can go toe to toe with them. Like it's not even like they can upset. Like to be an upset is like if you win 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Like I think if they go at it, like Atleti might own the series because they're currently as a unit, especially in European competition, more tested, more successful than the Juve club. Like Juve hasn't
And why-
needed to really show who they are yet. I don't think.
You think so? Why do you say that about the Juventus team though? Because we're talking about they lost Buffon, true, but a lot of these players have played in the last 2 or 3, 2 of the last 4, 3 of the last 4 Champions League finals as well. I mean, they're
Like if you look at the midfield, Blaise Matuidi, Emre Can, like these are guys
Can,
that
no.
weren't around. Blaise Matuidi was playing for PSG. Like, yeah, it's subtle, but like, yeah, he just came last season to play for
Matuidi? No.
Blaise Matuidi just came last season. He was playing at PSG. Oh Lord!
What? Do you think it was last year?
You think that
I
he's
think it's-
been
I think
there
it's-
when they went to the final?
I think so. The one that they played against.
Okay.
The one that they played against
Okay.
Real Madrid.
All right. I thought last season was his first season there. Anyways, I think that Atleti's current team is, as a team, better. I think Ronaldo can score goals, but they've gone up against Ronaldo multiple times too, and I think that that's an advantage to them, as opposed to other, like, outside of Barcelona have played Ronaldo the most, so they've taken some, they've lost a lot, but I don't know. I think that Atleti is on par with Juventus.
Yes, it was his first season last year.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know every single player where they started and how much
That's
they.
not the issue you have. The issue you have is that you questioned it.
Oh,
then you went and found out that you're wrong.
Excuse me, that I questioned it. Yes, I questioned it.
Yeah, but then
Shit.
you got wrong. Like, so you have to take it when you're wrong.
Oh, that's fine. I'll eat that. I have no problem with that. All right, that's Champions League. Do you see a favorite here? Are we still talking about 3 or 4 teams, 5
I don't think
teams?
there's a clear favorite just yet. I think that that starts now. Like, let's see what happens.
Agreed. Moving along.
But nobody dominated on the level like you think they're amazing this season. There has not been a team that has stepped head and shoulders above everybody else.
No, I don't think so either. Moving along, next section.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah. Time for D4G, prestigious and egregious award section. We're only running a 10-man team this week because we just didn't even think about what team to profile. With all that being said, all good is how it goes sometimes. You're ready for the fucking holidays. Dude of the week, though, goes to.
Dude of the week, we are going to give it to Jurgen Klopp.
It's been, 9 straight games or 15 straight games or something that Liverpool has not beaten Manchester United?
5 years, 3 months, and 21 days or something they're saying since they beat them at home.
At home, yeah.
So
9 in a row or some shit at home, yeah.
And coming off of a week where they just had to win one of the biggest games of the season to advance into the Champions League knockouts, and they did that with aplomb, and then they go, and this is the club that's their nemesis that took their record and everything, and they pretty much steamrolled them. I think deserve all the credit.
Kloppy Klopp. Liverpool running our award section. Goal of the week goes to.
Before anybody gets too carried away, when we give you these awards, we just kind of remove Messi. So
Absolutely.
everything goes to Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
But we are going to give it to other people, okay? Sadio Mane.
Yeah, for sure. Catch off the chest.
That was a beautiful control. Wicked finish. Cool as a cucumber even after he scored. He was just jog.
Let's talk about where Ashley Young was on that play. It looked like he was still on the sideline receiving instruction from Mourinho. He wasn't even fucking close, man.
Playing. What was his position? How can I be pissed off at him when I don't know what his position is? Because Mourinho just changes it up every fucking week. Is he the right back, the left back, the right wing back, left wing back, inside attacker? What's going on? We don't know. So, I expect him to be lost when these things happen. You know? But if you have, some tightly coached team and the guy is missing, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But with this Mourinho team, you can be wherever you want.
What Divock or Origi?
Huh?
What Divock?
Divock.
All right, man, moving along. Upcoming games. There's not a lot of the way of marquee games, but there is a North London derby. The Harby on Wednesday in the EFL Cup. Arsenal and Tottenham.
Oh, that North London. You just say North London every time people
Every
in
time.
London.
Every
time. Two English people wave at each other, you think it's a North London derby.
It's all North London, son. It's all North London. But no, Arsenal, Tottenham midweek. And on the weekend, we have Juventus and Roma. And I like Everton, Tottenham as an interesting game.
I think so too. Especially if Everton scores first.
Maybe France will play games. Maybe they won't. We don't know. Other than that, man, there's not that many big games.
I still think Neymar is enjoying this strike.
So much.
Dude, he's probably back in Brazil right now, just fuck. This time I've got permission. Fuck, I don't have to get fired or nothing.
Chill factor, man, for sure. This is that time of year when we just get to a glut of games. But they have Premier League at least has blessed us with some really nice games coming up over the holidays. But this week, it's only a few offerings. But still, it's football. Good.
Watch. Those are going to be the ones that are going to have a lot to talk about next week.
Probably more than this week, right?
Yeah. You look at it now, but there's going to be some chaotic games. It's going to be the ones we don't expect. And
yes.
That is why we watch.
Liverpool away to Wolves. Lose, bitches. All right, man. D4G, man. Catch us every Monday at divingforglory.com, on iTunes, on YouTube. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, at Diving for Glory.
Messi's a god.
Yeah, man. That's a wrap. Sir Solomon, Corsiolo. Holla.
Diving.
What do you think about them?
not a man. There's nothing more to say.
Diving in.
Glory.